Good evening, lovely people. I greet you in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ. I bring to you tonight visions in the womb of the time. In the womb of the time. In the previous video, I spoke about many things. And today, by the special grace of God, I'm going to speak about some other things in the womb of the time. If you have not watched my previous video, kindly visit, go through the channel and watch it now. It will bless you. It will bless you. And it will bless you. In the womb of time, the Spirit of the Lord lifted me to the land of Ghana. To the land of Ghana. To the land of Ghana. All of a sudden, I saw processing factories, manufacturing factories being built strategically in the country. Processing factories, manufacturing factories, and all of a sudden we began to process many things. The country called Ghana began to process many raw materials. They began to process many things. They began to process many things. And this created a lot of vacancies, a lot of job vacancies for many of the youth. I saw a president in Ghana who came with this vision of building a lot of factories and a lot of manufacturing and processing factories. A lot of manufacturing and processing factories. And all of a sudden, we began to also export processed food. Not only the raw materials, but we began to process food and we began to export them. We began to process materials and we began to export them. We began to export them as well. Then immediately I saw the demand for a lot of raw materials, especially in agriculture. In agriculture, because of these processing factories, these manufacturing factories, a lot of demand was coming for raw materials, especially in the field of agriculture. A lot of demand was coming, and all of a sudden I saw many people were going into agriculture. Many people were being encouraged by the government to go into agriculture. Many of the youth were encouraged to go into agriculture. And I began to see sponsorship that was coming from the government. Sponsorship to youth in agriculture. Sponsorship to the ordinary Ghanaian in agriculture. I saw discussions going on, and all of a sudden, all the agric offices all over Ghana, all the agric offices in the city of Ghana, in the cities of Ghana, in the townships of Ghana, in the villages were revived. I saw equipment being sent to each of the offices. I saw tractors. I saw a lot of tools, equipment, machines, agricultural machines. I saw a lot of materials being sent by the government to the various agric offices in our various towns. I saw tractors. I saw other machines being kept at most of the regional capitals, most of the cities, most of the towns, and everyone into agriculture was being given access to go for them any point in time and use them on their farms. I saw the government create a sponsorship scheme for those who are into agriculture, especially the youth. So I saw something being created like sponsorship for youth in agriculture, and a lot of funds and investment was going into agriculture. This government pumped a lot of money into agriculture. A lot of money was pumped into agriculture. A lot of money was pumped into agriculture. And immediately I saw people rising up to become millionaires, people rising up to become wealthy from the field of agriculture, from the field of farming, different kinds of farming. I saw millionaires rising from this field. Millionaires rising from this field. Then the Spirit of the Lord took me, and I crossed the borders of Ghana into foreign lands, into the Europe, the America, and other places. And immediately, I don't know what is happening, but something strange was happening. Something strange was happening there. There is something strange that happened to their lands, and all of a sudden their lands, their soils could not produce again. It could not grow many plants again. There was a problem with their lands. And I saw this angel of the Lord appeared and said, "Look." And when I look, he said, "This is the battle of the lands. This is the battle of the lands. This is the battle of the lands." Immediately, I saw men from the Europe, from America, and other places moving into Africa, and they began to buy a lot of farmlands. A lot of farmlands. They were buying huge acres, hectares of farmlands, because a damage has happened to their lands, and their lands could not grow plants again. So they needed to depend on the lands in Africa. So I saw these people trooping into Africa, and taking over lands, buying lands at all kinds of prices. And these lands were used to grow plants, to farm, to rear animals. And after harvesting, everything gotten is being sent back to the Europe, to America, to other countries, to be processed and to be sold back to Africa. So the angel of the Lord spoke to me and said, tell the people, the battle of the land is coming. The battle of the land is coming. Therefore, anyone listening to me, buy farmlands. Buy farmlands. In your village, buy farmlands. Buy as much as you can and keep it for the sake of the future, for the sake of what is in the womb of time, for the sake of your children and your generation. Buy farmlands and keep them. Begin to grow plants on your farm. Begin to rear animals on your lands. Begin to go into agriculture. So tell the youth to go into agriculture. Let the youth invest into agriculture. For a season is coming in the womb of time. Millionaires are going to rise from agriculture. A shift is going to happen in the world, and because of this shift, there is going to be a high demand on agriculture. And those who will take advantage of this in those seasons, they will be honored to be very wealthy and rich. Take advantage of it. 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 In the womb of time, I also saw a shift of power in the world. A shift of power in the world. I saw nations that used to be very powerful losing their power, and other nations taking up their positions. I saw a shift of power in the womb of time. In the womb of time. And I saw one particular nation which is so powerful today. I saw power taken from them and given to another country or another nation or another nation. In the womb of time, power is leaving America. Power is leaving America. Power is going to another nation. In the womb of time, I saw a season came, and all of a sudden, leaders began to rise up in Africa. I saw visionary leaders began to rise in Africa. Selfless leaders began to rise in Africa. And they began to fight for the rights of Africa. They began to fight for the rights of their nations. And all of a sudden, I saw a shift happening in Africa. Things began to change for the better. Things began to change for the better. And Africa began to grow very powerful. Very powerful. Very powerful. I saw this unity bond was growing among the African nations. African nations. African nations. And all of a sudden, I saw these nations in Africa united, and they began to spend a currency. They decided on a currency, and this currency was being used by almost all the African nations. Development began to come to Africa. The economy of Africa began to boost. Africa began to rise again. Africa began to rise. In technology, Africa began to rise. In agriculture, Africa began to rise. In academia, Africa began to rise. I saw men rising up in Africa, and they were dominating the world. I saw powerful men. I saw powerful engineers rising up from Africa, and their names were all over the world. All over the world. A shift is coming to Africa. I see a shift coming to Africa. I see a shift coming to Africa. I see a shift coming to Africa. The Lord is doing something. The Lord is doing something. Then in the womb of time, I saw revival. I saw revival. Revival began to break forth in many countries in the world. In the womb of time, I'm seeing revival breaking forth in Ghana. Revival breaking forth in Nigeria. Revival breaking forth in Africa. Revival breaking forth in America. And especially in India. I saw a strong revival coming from India, and it was all over the news. Everybody was amazed and surprised. A strong revival. In fact, it was burning in flames. Strong revival coming from India. I saw a shift happening in India. A shift is happening in India. A shift is happening in India. And a season is coming in the womb of time. I saw a Christian ruling India. I saw a Christian ruling India. Revival is hitting India. Revival is hitting Asia. I see revival in Asia. Revival in China. Strong revival is coming from Asia. It is not easy at all. What I saw, the force, the momentum is very powerful. God is doing something. God is doing something. God is doing something. And in this season, the Lord is raising millionaires. I spoke about some of the cryptocurrencies that I saw in the womb of time that was going to make many people millionaires. They are in my first video. Go and listen, watch, and take advantage. I saw another coin that is XLM. 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 Take advantage of it, and the Lord will see you through. Take advantage of it, and the Lord will see you through. Take advantage of it, and the Lord will see you through.